Okay, so let's unpack this a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You've probably spent, well, countless hours on English, right? Vocabulary, grammar, listening, all that foundational stuff.
Absolutely. The groundwork, yeah.
Yeah.
Hours and hours.
But what if? What if there's this whole other layer, something that's often missed even by really advanced speakers?
Uh-huh. Go on.
A layer that can just instantly make your English sound, more natural, more confident, really alive.
Right. I know exactly what you mean.
Because this deep dive, it's not just about the words you use.
No, not the higher levels.
No, it's really about the how, the artistry behind it, the delivery.
Exactly. That's crucial. Because as you get more advanced, say C1 level, maybe even B2 pushing C1, the focus really shifts, doesn't it? It stops being just about perfect grammar or finding the exact right word every single time.
Right. It's definitely something else, something more nuanced.
It becomes about these subtle things in how you actually deliver the words, the vocal part, the expression.
Yeah, delivery. Yeah.
That's what really makes the difference between someone who's, technically fluent and someone who sounds, well, genuinely native-like.
Okay.
Or at least very, very natural.
Okay. That makes sense.
We sometimes call it the music of English.
The music. I like that metaphor.
Yeah, because without grasping that rhythm, that melody, that emphasis, even perfect sentences can feel a bit, flat, lifeless.
Lacking something fundamental, yeah.
Precisely. Missing that real human connection that comes to the voice. It's surprisingly important.
And that music, that's exactly what we're diving into today, isn't it? Yeah. We're focusing on three key elements: tone, emphasis, and intonation.
The big three.
Yeah. Think of them as like the tools you use to shape the rise and fall of your voice. They add the color, the feeling, the precision.
Absolutely. They're not just decorations. They're fundamental.
They transform just words on a page or words spoken flatly into, well, real messages. Messages with personality and intent.
Couldn't agree more. These aren't just optional extras you add on if you feel like it. They're absolutely integral to communicating effectively.
Right.
Foundational.
Right.
They unlock that ability to convey all those layers of meaning, the nuance, the emotion, the clarity that, honestly, plain words alone just can't capture.
So it's about making sure your message isn't just, received.
But actually felt.
Yeah.
Understood on a deeper level. That's the goal.
Exactly. That's the C1 level communication we're talking about. Sophistication. Authenticity.
It's of that extra layer.
So our mission today, for you listening, is to give you some really actionable insights. Practical strategies, things you can actually use.
Tools for the toolbox.
To help you master these linguistic superpowers, really, so your English can truly sing.
I like that sing.
Think of this as your shortcut, maybe, to sounding undeniably C1, communicating with that depth, that flow, that influence.
It's about performing your ideas.
Performing ideas, not just reciting words. Love that.
And what's really fascinating here, and maybe encouraging for some listeners, is the immediate impact. Even if your grammar isn't, 100% flawless yet.
Which is true for most people, let's be honest.
Exactly. But consciously working on your tone, your emphasis, your intonation, it can dramatically change how fluent and confident people perceive you to be.
Instantly.
Pretty much. It's a really powerful lever. It pushes you towards that more native-like sound.
Which must be a huge confidence booster.
Oh, absolutely. Not just in, casual chats, but in those high-stakes situations, too. Presentations, interviews, important meetings.
Yeah, where it really counts.
You're refining how you communicate everywhere, showing you really get the language's subtleties.
All right, let's get into it then. Let's dissect these pillars, starting with the first one. Tone.
Okay. Tone, where it all begins, in a way.
So tone. I like thinking of it as the emotional palette you use. You're painting your words with feeling.
That's a great analogy. It really is that vocal quality that immediately signals emotion. It's the filter.
The emotional filter.
Yeah.
Because same words, I'm fine, can mean totally different things depending on the tone, can't they?
Completely different. Our sources always point this out. You can convey interest, enthusiasm,
doubt, excitement,
empathy, a whole spectrum. It's the difference between just stating something and actually, feeling it and letting the listener feel it too.
Inviting them into your emotional space through your voice.
Precisely. And one thing we see a lot, especially with advanced learners, B2, even C1.
What's that?
Is this tendency to default to a kind of flat, monotonic tone.
Oh, right. Why do you think that happens? Is it like playing it safe?
It could be. Maybe focusing so hard on getting the grammar right or finding the right word.
That the vocal delivery gets forgotten.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the result, even with really sophisticated vocabulary, can sound a bit, well, robotic.
Disconnected.
Yeah, disconnected. It lacks that vital human connection, the speaker's true feeling, their intent behind the words. It gets lost.
So the words might be perfect, but the message feels incomplete or confusing.
Right. And that's not C1 communication. A C1 speaker understands, maybe intuitively, that tone isn't optional. It's part of the meaning itself.
Let's really lean into that tone as color idea. It seems really helpful.
It is. Think about a painter. They don't just grab any blue. Right?
Yeah.
They choose the exact shade, the saturation.
To evoke a specific feeling. Moody blue, bright sky blue.
Exactly. Your voice works the same way. If you're delivering, say, difficult news, your tone naturally softens, right? Maybe gets a bit gentler, lower pitch. It signals empathy, sensitivity.
You're using your voice to kind of cushion the blow, show you care.
You are. You're acknowledging the weight of it. But flip that you're pitching an exciting new idea.
You got to sound excited.
You have to. Your tone needs to brighten up, get more energy.
Yeah.
It should reflect your passion, your belief.
Make the listener feel that excitement too.
Make them lean in, yeah. It's about matching the vocal delivery to the emotional weight and the goal of your message. Very precisely.
So it's not just random, it's intentional.
Ideally, yes. Or at least appropriately aligned. And it ties into psychology, really.
How so?
Our brains are just incredibly good at picking up these vocal cues. It's almost instantaneous, long before we fully process the words.
So the tone gives us information faster than the words themselves.
Often, yes. It provides this incredibly rich layer of meaning. Think about it. A monotone voice. It actually makes the listener work harder.
How? Because they have to guess the feeling.
Exactly. They're missing those auditory signposts.
Yeah.
They have to use more cognitive effort to figure out your real intent.
Whereas a varied tone...
It guides them. It walks them through your emotional landscape. Makes it smoother, more intuitive, more impactful.
Like that "I'm fine" example. Flat means one thing.
Right. And chipper means genuine well-being.
Drawn out and tired means exhaustion, maybe even annoyance.
Exactly. Identical words, totally different meanings, purely based on tone. It shapes perception in milliseconds. It's incredibly powerful.
Wow. Okay, so tone is huge. It's that foundational color.
Absolutely foundational.
But it's just one part of this music, right? We've colored the words. Now how do we make specific ones stand out?
Now we're moving into emphasis. The spotlight.
Emphasis. This is where it gets really interesting, I think. And frankly, super powerful.
It is. It's all about intentional stress. Consciously highlighting a specific word or maybe a phrase.
Like telling the listener, pay attention. This part is crucial.
Precisely. You're putting a spotlight on the most important bit of your sentence, making sure it lands.
Guiding their understanding.
Exactly. And the impact of even small shifts in emphasis.
Yeah.
It's profound, often much more than people realize.
Yeah. Give us an example.
Okay, let's take that sentence from the source material. I did send the email.
Okay, I did send the email.
Now, if you stress I did send the email, what does that convey?
It sounds like defensive or like you're correcting someone. No, you're wrong. I did send it.
Exactly. You're emphatically confirming the action. Maybe someone doubted you or asked twice. You're saying, yes, absolutely, it happened. End of discussion.
The stress is on the certainty, the action itself.
Right. It often implies there's some disagreement or doubt in the air.
Okay. But what if we shift that stress?
Let's try stressing email. I sent the email.
I sent the email. That feels different. Like maybe you were asked if you sent the letter and you're clarifying.
Precisely. You're clarifying what you sent. It was the email I sent, not the report, not the text message, specifically the email.
So it distinguishes the object, removes ambiguity about that.
Exactly. And thinking bigger picture here. This isn't just about being grammatically correct. It's about precision. Surgical precision in communication.
Yeah.
A C1 speaker uses this deliberately to kill ambiguity, to control the narrative, to make sure the message is understood exactly as intended. No room for error.
Using emphasis like a tool.
A very precise tool.
Okay, that second example from the sources is brilliant for showing this. I didn't say she stole the money.
Ah, yes, the classic. So many possibilities in one short sentence.
Right. Okay, let's break it down. First, stress the pronoun. I didn't say she stole the money.
Okay, so I didn't say it. What's the implication there?
Someone else did. Don't blame me. Maybe Bob said it, but I didn't.
Exactly. It shifts the responsibility for the statement. It's all about the speaker's identity. You're distancing yourself from the accusation itself.
A subtle way to pass the buck, maybe?
It can be, yes.
Yeah.
or just clarifying your own position.
Okay, now let's stress the verb. I didn't say she stole the money.
I didn't say it. This one feels slippery, like maybe I hinted, maybe I wrote it down, maybe I implied it with a look, but I didn't actually say those words.
You've got it. It highlights the verb of communication, the specific action of speaking. It focuses on the method.
The difference between implying and stating directly. Very C1.
Very. It's about that fine level of nuance.
Okay, last one. Stress the object. I didn't say she stole the money.
Not the money.
This implies she stole something else. Maybe she stole the jewels or the car, but not the money. Exactly. It completely redirects the focus onto the object of the theft. It changes the whole substance of the accusation. Something was stolen, sure, but it wasn't the money we're talking about.
Wow. Just changing one stressed word flips the entire meaning multiple times.
It's incredible, isn't it?
So, for you listening, the big takeaway here is what? That you need to be deliberate.
Deliberate, yes. But eventually, aiming for instinctive control. By choosing where you place that stress, you gain this amazing power over your exact message.
It's not just about knowing words.
No, it's about knowing how to wield them dynamically, how they work in context. That's real fluency. That's C1.
And the goal isn't just to know this intellectually.
Right. The goal is to move from thinking, okay, I need to stress this word, to just doing it naturally, instinctively.
Like native speakers often do without thinking.
Exactly. It becomes a natural extension of your thought, your intention. That's the mastery we're aiming for. It's like shifting gears in a car.
Right.
First you think, then it's automatic.
Incredible. Okay, so we've got the color from tone, the spotlight from emphasis, building this rich tapestry. Now let's zoom out again. Look at the whole sentence, the whole phrase, the overall flow.
Let's talk about intonation, the sentence's song.
Intonation. I like calling it the sentence's song. It's that overall melody, right? The way your voice goes up and down across the whole phrase.
That's a perfect way to put it. It's the overarching contour of your pitch. Unlike emphasis on single words or the emotional color of tone, intonation is the melody of the entire utterance.
The rise and fall gives it shape, structure.
Exactly. And that shape, that melody carries a huge amount of meaning, often independent of the words themselves.
So what's the main job of intonation? What does it signal?
Well, at its most basic level, it often signals things like questions versus statements, or completeness versus incompleteness.
Okay. Like rising intonation often means
uncertainty, or it's a question, or it's inviting a response. It kind of leaves the conversational door open.
Are you coming? The voice goes up at the end.
Precisely. Whereas falling intonation,
that usually signals
completion, certainty, a declarative statement. It closes the door on that thought, indicates you're sure.
I'm definitely coming. The voice goes down. Finality.
Exactly. And mastering just those basic patterns, rising for questions and certainty, falling for statement certainty, lets you subtly communicate your stance without needing extra words like I think or I'm sure.
It's efficient communication.
Very efficient and very natural. It conveys nuance almost subconsciously.
Let's try to really hear the difference. We've got those dialogue examples. First, the flat, maybe B2-ish delivery.
Right. Imagine someone saying this very levelly, almost robotically.
Did you finish the report? Flat. Yes. I sent it this morning. Flat.
Ugh. Yeah. You hear that? It sounds hesitant, bored, maybe even unsure.
You don't really know if the first part was a question, and the answer doesn't sound very convincing.
Exactly. It lacks that natural give and take. There's no energy, no flow. The listener has to work hard to figure out the basic intent.
It feels detached, like they're just exchanging data, not talking.
That's a great way to put it. Exchanging data points. It's a common issue when learners focus only on words, not the music.
Okay, now let's hear the C1 version with natural intonation.
Bring it to life.
Did you finish the report? Clear, rising intonation.
Hear that lift. Clearly a question, expecting an answer.
And the reply, yes, I sent it this morning. Clear, falling intonation.
And that fall. Confident, complete, certain.
Wow, the difference is huge. It sounds so much more alive, engaged, authentic.
It reflects real human interaction, doesn't it? It clearly conveys the speaker's intent, their confidence.
It really does, and it makes you think.
What's that?
How often do we accidentally send the wrong signal? Maybe sound less confident or less interested than we actually are just because our intonation is a bit off.
That is a critical question for every advanced learner. We're constantly sending messages with our intonation, whether we realize it or not. It shapes how people see us.
And C1 speakers, they use this intentionally, don't they?
Often intuitively, but yes. They adjust their intonation patterns to achieve specific goals.
Like sounding more persuasive?
Definitely. Or friendlier when greeting someone.
Or maybe more firm when setting a boundary.
Exactly. I need that report by Friday. Falling, firm, versus could I possibly get that report by Friday? Rising slightly softer. It's a powerful rhetorical tool.
It's not just style, it's strategy.
Absolutely. It taps into emotional intelligence through sound. The right intonation builds rapport.
Establishes authority.
Softens a request. Emphasizes urgency.
Mm.
All without changing a single word.
Just by changing the melody.
Just by changing the melody.
Yeah.
It connects you or positions you instantly. Makes communication far more effective, far more understood.
Okay. This is making so much sense. We've got the what and the why down.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the really important part for everyone listening, how do we actually get better at this? Let's get into the practical stuff.
Right. Let's talk strategies.
Okay. Practical strategy number 1. And this might feel a bit uncomfortable at first, but it's so valuable.
Let me guess. Recording yourself.
You got it. Recording yourself speaking. It's probably a best way to become aware of your own patterns.
It really is a game changer. Painful sometimes, but necessary.
Yeah. So try reading something short, a dialogue, a paragraph from an article, even just a few lines you've written, and deliberately try it with, say, 2 or 3 different tones. A happy tone, a serious tone, a questioning tone. Play around.
The key is the listening back part. That's where the magic happens. It allows you to be your own critical listener.
Right, because how you think you sound
is often quite different from how you actually sound. It creates that essential feedback loop.
So when you listen back, what should you be listening for specifically?
Well, clarity, obviously, but also emotional resonance. Does the tone match the intended feeling? And listen for how different pitch changes, different stresses, alter the overall message. Does it sound convincing? Does it sound like you?
That self-analysis is key.
Absolutely foundational for C1.
Okay, strategy 2. This one's maybe more fun for some people. Mimicry and observational learning. Watch people.
Ah, the copycat method. Classic for language learning.
Yeah. Watch news anchors. Listen to podcasters like us, maybe.
Shameless plug.
Haha, yeah. Or watch actors in shows or movies you like. But here's the key. Don't just listen to the words.
Focus on the music.
Exactly. Pay super close attention to their rhythm, their pitch changes, their pauses, their overall cadence. Then, and this is the active part, try to mimic them. Pick a short phrase, even one sentence. Rewind it. Say it exactly like they do. Focus only on the sound.
This is fantastic for internalizing the natural flow of English. You're not just copying words, you're absorbing the rhythm, the melody.
You start to feel it.
You do. Notice how they use pauses strategically, not just for breath, but for emphasis. Notice the clear rise in questions, the definite fall in statements.
Playing short clips over and over helps.
Definitely. It trains your ear and your vocal muscles at the same time. It's like a musician learning phrasing from a master recording. You dissect it, then replicate it.
Okay, next tip. This one's really tangible, especially if you're preparing for something specific, like a presentation.
Okay.
Use visual cues in your script. Actually mark it up.
Like a musical score for your voice.
Exactly. Draw little arrows, up arrow for rising intonation, down arrow for falling. Plan where your voice should go.
I like that. Makes it concrete.
And for emphasis, underline the key word or phrase in each sentence, the one you really want to land.
Right.
Then, when you practice, make a conscious effort to hit that underlined word a bit harder, give it more weight.
This is so useful because it turns these abstract ideas, intonation, emphasis, into something physical you can see and do.
A roadmap for your voice.
Exactly. You're making conscious choices about your intention for every single sentence. It bridges that gap between knowing the concept and actually doing it.
Training your vocal muscles with a clear guide takes the guesswork out.
Builds muscle memory, which is crucial for making it sound natural eventually.
Okay, now for a strategy that might feel weird.
Ooh, I like weird strategies.
Ooh, I like weird strategies. Exaggerate. At first, when you're practicing, just go completely over the top.
Seriously, like really ham it up.
Totally. Make your voice soar higher on rising intonation than feels normal. Make it drop dramatically on falling intonation. Stress words like you're in a stage play.
Okay, I could see how that would feel silly. Why do it?
Because it's one of the fastest ways to actually feel the physical sensations, to understand the range you have.
Ah, so exaggeration pushes you out of your comfort zone.
And lets you physically experience these patterns more intensely. It helps you map out the territory.
I get it. Like stretching before exercise, you go further than you normally would.
Exactly. Then when you dial it back to normal speech,
your normal has expanded. You have more room for natural variation, more color, more dynamics. That makes a lot of sense, actually. It's about exploring the extremes to find a more flexible middle ground. Counterintuitive, but effective.
Okay, ready for a challenge for our listeners this week?
Let's hear it. Actionable practice.
Take a simple, common sentence. I don't think that's a good idea.
Okay. I don't think that's a good idea. Got it.
Now, record yourself saying it 3 distinct ways, focusing purely on tone.
3 different tones. Okay.
First, try it with a friendly, warm, maybe even slightly collaborative tone, like you're brainstorming together.
Okay, warm and friendly.
Next, deliver it with a serious, cautious, perhaps even slightly warning tone, like you see potential problems.
Serious and cautious. Got it.
And finally, try it with an enthusiastic and supportive tone. This one's tricky, maybe like you're playing devil's advocate or you see a kernel of something interesting, even if you disagree overall.
Enthusiastic and supportive.
Interesting quest.
Then comes the crucial part.
Listening back, critically.
Exactly. Listen back. Which version sounds most authentic to the emotion you were aiming for?
Mm-hmm.
And more importantly, how does each tone totally change the underlying meaning, the implication of those exact same words?
This is brilliant because it makes the abstract concept of tone so concrete. You hear yourself doing it.
It builds that awareness instantly. It makes you ask, how much meaning am I leaving on the table or maybe miscommunicating just by not controlling my tone?
Exactly. A great exercise.
Definitely try that one.
One last tip, and this one is often overlooked but connects everything.
Okay.
Pair gestures with your voice, your body language.
The physical connection. Tell me more.
Well, things like a raised eyebrow when questioning, a nod when agreeing, a hand gesture for emphasis. These physical actions often naturally help your voice change pitch and stress.
So the body leads the voice.
Sometimes, yeah. It makes the vocal shifts feel less forced, more organic. If your body's expressing the emotion or the emphasis, the voice often just follows along.
That makes sense. It's a mind-body thing. Our vocal expression is tied to our physical expression.
So it makes your whole delivery feel more integrated, more authentic.
Less like you're just reciting lines and more like you're genuinely embodying the meaning, allowing your whole self to communicate.
Exactly. A subtle but powerful connection.
It really brings us back to that core idea, doesn't it?
Which is
that at the C1 level, you're not just spitting out words. You're performing ideas.
Performing ideas. I keep coming back to that. It's so true. You're conveying complex thoughts, feelings, intentions.
And in that performance, intonation, tone, emphasis, these are your essential tools, your stagecraft.
Your lighting, your costume.
Yeah.
The things that bring the message to life.
Exactly. They transform it from just information into an actual experience for the listener. Something engaging, memorable.
You stop being just a speaker and become more like an orator, someone who connects.
Precisely.
Mm-hmm.
And it encourages people to think not just about what you said, but the impact of how you said it. It elevates the whole exchange.
And that surprising benefit we touched on earlier, it's worth repeating.
That mastering these can make you sound more native-like, even with imperfect grammar.
Yeah. It seems counterintuitive, but it creates this naturalness, this rhythm that pure grammar alone just can't provide.
It really does. It lets you bypass some of those minor grammatical slips because you're connecting on a different level.
How does that work? Why does it have that effect?
Because these elements, tone, rhythm, intonation, are so fundamental to how language sounds and feels. Native speakers are incredibly attuned to this music from birth.
So when you get the music right,
you sound like you belong. You connect on that intuitive, almost subconscious level. It signals that you understand the language's flow, its social cues.
Which can sometimes be more immediately noticeable than a misplaced preposition or the wrong verb tense.
Often, yes. Especially initial impressions. It signals a deeper, more intuitive grasp of the language. Membership in the club, so to speak.
So bringing it all together for the listener.
Right.
What's the real-world payoff? Confidence.
Confidence is huge, absolutely. Imagine walking into that crucial job interview,
knowing
you can convey not just your skills, but also conviction, enthusiasm, poise, just through your voice.
Or delivering that big presentation, holding the room's attention.
Exactly. Or even just navigating everyday social stuff, knowing you can express exactly what you mean with the right feeling, the right emphasis.
It removes a layer of uncertainty.
It empowers you. Knowing you have the right words is one thing. Knowing you have the vocal tools to make those words land with impact, that's another level.
Conveying conviction, building rapport, establishing authority when needed, commanding attention.
It's not just about language anymore, is it? It's about genuine empowerment in any situation where you need to communicate effectively, having your full voice heard.
Which definitely makes you wonder.
What opportunities might be missed? What doors remain closed?
Simply because we haven't fully tapped into the power, the music of our own voices.
A very important question to reflect on. Hashtag outro.
Wow. Okay, we have covered a lot of ground today. A really deep dive into tone, emphasis, intonation.
The music of English.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hopefully everyone listening now has a much clearer picture of how these elements shape meaning, convey emotion, and really determine your impact.
Taking you towards that authentic C1 level communication.
And beyond.
And beyond, yes. But remember, mastering this, it takes time. Consistent practice, like any complex skill.
It's not an overnight fix.
Definitely not. But the payoff is truly immense. So keep practicing those techniques we talked about.
Recording yourself.
Mimicking native speakers.
Using those visual cues in your scripts.
And don't be afraid to exaggerate in practice. It really works.
These are the pathways. Consistent effort leads to improvement.
Absolutely.
And maybe the biggest shift is just starting to listen differently.
Definitely. Start listening, really listening to yourself and to others with these new ears.
Notice the details. Where does the voice rise? Where does it fall? Why?
What emotion is that tone really conveying? Which word is getting the most weight in that sentence? Be analytical.
That active listening plus the self-reflection, that's where the growth happens.
Crucial for ongoing development.
So as you go about your week reflecting on all this, here's something to ponder.
Okay.
If every single word you speak has potential energy and every sentence has its own unique melody, what kind of story, what kind of impact are you truly creating with the music of your voice?
That's a great closing thought.
Yeah.
Maybe add to that. Think about how consciously using these tools lets you not just express your meaning, but actually shape how that meaning is received.
Shaping perception.
Exactly. It's not just about being understood anymore. It's about being impactful, persuasive, engaging, truly connecting.
The more you refine that vocal performance,
The more authentic, powerful, and truly your communication becomes.